Welcome to the Usajags.fanclub podcast, your number 2 source for anything Jags.
And welcome back to another episode of the Usajags.fanclub podcast. I'm Charlie, joined by
Luke and Caleb.
Alrighty, so it was a big week for South Alabama as homecoming.
But before that, let's talk about what's going to be on this episode. So we're going to talk about the SunBelt schedule for football. We're going to see what our games for the SunBelt schedule looks like and how we're going to go 8-0. Maybe. We'll see. And we're also going to be joined by Macy Livingston, who's on the cross-country and track team. And then we're also going to take a look ahead at all the South Alabama athletic events that are happening this coming week.
Yes. But let's take a look at what happened this previous week. We're actually going to go back even farther. Right before this last episode dropped with Luke Love, women's golf had their first tournament. And we just got to bring up Laura Birch had a 168-yard hole-in-one.
Viral moment. That was really impressive.
Yeah, I've never had a hole-in-one that far.
I don't think I've ever hit a golf ball that far.
Dude, I haven't even done that in mini golf.
Yeah, that was about to say. I maybe have had one hole-in-one in like a putt-putt course, but
right.
168-yarder?
I don't think I could hit 100 yards. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
So shout out to her before we start it this week. Laura Birch, way to go. But let's get started. Let's take a look at some soccer from this previous week, Luke.
All right, and a look at soccer. Thursday, we won 2-1 versus Georgia Southern and won 2-0 versus Marshall. So 2 SunBelt wins. Good games. And we're still undefeated.
Undefeated,
No
baby.
loss, still undefeated.
Nobody can beat us.
Yeah, that's true.
We have not been defeated yet.
No.
That's what undefeated is.
The definition, textbook definition of undefeated. Way to go, Caleb.
No, that's pretty good.
I mean, I got to ask now, NCAA, rank us.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think we're like
why aren't we ranked? I mean, come on now.
There can't be that many teams that are undefeated still. So, I mean.
Especially this far in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so next up we got volleyball. Taking a look back this week. Thursday, we had a 3-0 sweep.
Bring out the brooms.
Yep.
Against Southern. Yeah, so, you know, we had to beat them. But beating them once wasn't good enough, so we had to do it again on Friday. We beat Southern. And, yeah, so that was... I'm
a little delayed with the beeps right now, so... But, so Kaylee Keeble, she set the program record for double-doubles. She got her 46th double-double.
46, that's
insane.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So shout out to Kaylee Keeble. Absolute domination.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Volleyball.
Mm-hmm. Just the whole team swept.
I know, yeah. Those dirty birds, the Southern, they can't play. They can't hang.
They can't hang with
they
the
can't
Jags.
hang.
I mean, we already knew that, but...
Yeah.
All right, so then let's take a look at men's tennis. They had their first fall match of the year at the Lake Charles Hidden Duel. They won 2 of their 3 doubles matches this previous Saturday versus Louisiana Lafayette and Rice. And they won 4 of their 7 single matches versus Southern Miss and LSU. We've heard of those schools.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good there. And
that's pretty good.
Then Sunday, they actually did the same exact thing. They won 2 of their 3 double matches versus UTSA. They won 3 of their 7 single matches versus Louisiana and Rice.
That's really good.
So good start for the year. It's only going to go up there. Tennis
solid.
is absolute dominant, so it's just going to keep going up from here.
Yeah, it'll definitely go up.
Very solid there. And then Saturday evening, a little bit of a heartbreaking loss against Central Mid. I still stand by that.
We all do.
But the offense looked good. There's a lot of takeaways from this, and I think that's what you got to do. With losses, you got to see what worked and what didn't.
There was a lot of winning football in that game.
This was just a tune-up game.
Yeah.
For SunBelt. So, I mean,
it's an out-of-conference. Same thing with Tulane. It was out-of-conference. This does not affect what we can do this year. SunBelt plays still all all ahead of us.
8-0.
Yeah.
Start next week. 8-0.
They were right back where we were, 10-2.
Yep.
It was still a really a elite team.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I think that's everybody was saying that. I don't think anybody was
Yeah.
being crazy saying like 14-1 or anything like that.
oh yeah. No,
So-
no, yeah.
Not on this podcast, at least.
No. I mean, 10-2 is a great season. 14-1 would have been amazing, but I mean, we're all realistic here. Nobody was like going crazy.
Yeah, no one
or
was
anything.
going crazy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Don't clear your throats into the microphone.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I apologize. That was disgusting.
Yeah. That's on us.
I'm going to recuse myself of that. I apologize.
But the first quarter looked really good. If the first quarter South Alabama Jaguars show up for the rest of the season, I think we get it done.
Is it bold to say that if football game was only one quarter, we would have won yesterday?
I mean, you just look at the facts. We
Yeah.
would have won. I mean, we scored at will for the first quarter. Those first two drives, we scored at will, and I think we just got a little bit complacent.
Look, it took them scoring in the last couple seconds for them to beat us.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean that just goes to show how hard we fought. You know, it was a hard fought game.
Especially coming back from the deficit. Coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what about Colin Lacey?
Dude, he's been on fire.
Dude, he's been
absolutely
on it.
fire. 2 touchdowns. He's had over 400 yards this season, averaging 100 yards a game, over 100 yards a game.
Yeah.
He's really been our best player, I feel
Yeah,
like.
no, he's been him, especially since Voisin went down. I mean,
He's definitely stepped up in a big way.
We
Yeah.
got to start questioning what is his Heisman moment going to be.
I think it's still yet to come.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Especially this season.
yeah.
That deep touchdown where he just mossed the guy. Guy fell down and
Oh, yeah.
just ran right by him.
Man, I wish
Left
there
him
was a
his dust.
picture of that of him on the ground.
Oh yeah.
I'd have to repost that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Left the defender in his dust.
Yeah.
But yeah, so got James Madison next week. We'll talk about that game a little bit later. But yeah, that wraps up the games this week.
Okay, so now let's talk about the SunBelt games coming up for South Alabama football. It's a whole new season. The preseason's done with, out of conference.
This is the real season.
Yeah, this is conference play.
We're 0-0 going into this. Soon to be 8-0, or at least we'll see. Let's start, obviously, this week. We play James Madison, started off. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the podcast.
Yeah.
But, just to touch on it, that's a big game. Can't wait for that one.
That'll be a big good game. I think.
All right, and then so October 7th, we play at ULM. Pretty sure 2 years ago we did lose at ULM. So revenge game for Kane. The next game, it's a Tuesday nighter against those Southern Miss Birds.
Yeah.
That's obviously going to be a win. Tuesday night, 6:30 at home on ESPN2. We're on TV.
I've never been to a Tuesday night football game.
I don't think I have either.
I haven't. So
It hits different.
Yeah.
The lights hit different.
But everyone's going to be there, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Pack the wit.
yeah,
Pack the wit.
pack it.
And
now for my favorite game that I'm looking forward to most is the Louisiana Raging Cajuns coming to Mobile.
First episode.
Yeah. So we've had some interesting matchups these last couple years. Both have come down to field goals. Shout out to Diego for winning it last year. And then the year before that was a heartbreaker at home. So for us, I mean, that's two matchups that came down to the wire. And here we are having them at home this year. I'm wondering. Last year we spoiled their homecoming. So we're going to see what they're going to bring to the table this year. It's they've always, I feel like their fans have always considered themselves top of the pack. So
But now they're not.
yeah,
they're definitely not.
we'll have to see how they respond to come to Mobile.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next game, it's the big one.
Yeah. This is the game.
Yeah,
We play at on a Thursday night.
This will be another televised game, nationally televised.
I'm glad that everybody in the country will be able to see us beat. It'll be a nice feeling to know that they all know.
They've kind of got a winning streak against us.
well, we're about to start our
But
own.
we're
Pass.
like you said, new season.
Yep.
We're gonna
0-0.
spoil it. We're gonna get that belt back. I'm hungry for that belt. I want it. I want it bad. I want that belt bad.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it?
I want it bad.
What would you do for a Troy belt?
I think I would rush the field. I might even streak the field.
Oh.
Dude, I would drop out of school for a win against Troy.
Honestly, I would go 1-11 as long as we beat Troy.
I agree.
I want it that bad.
Yeah. No, I mean, rivalry.
Yeah. Battle for the belt. I want that belt so
It's
bad. You don't
huge.
understand how bad I want that
It's-
belt. You don't understand.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. I want it bad.
For those listening on YouTube and Spotify, Luke is raging right now.
Yeah,
for
it's
the belt.
He just broke the table.
Yeah.
He's actually turning red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. We honestly might need to get him checked out for this.
Yeah. Guys, can y'all take me to the hospital?
Yeah.
My head's hurting. Really
Let's
bad.
let's get through this podcast. For a
Okay.
second.
Yeah. I'll get through.
Save it for the Troy game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Save it.
okay.
Save the energy. We're saving for Southern Miss. Save it for every game.
Yeah. Every game.
Yeah.
Every game.
Next up, another home game, back at home against Arkansas State. Now, they just beat Southern Miss. If you didn't know.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
last year we whooped up on Arkansas State.
Yes, we did.
We put the spank into them.
That was one of the wed games.
Yes.
Where-
Yes. where
In the rain.
In
Yes.
the rain. We just we fed 3.
We showed them who were the bigger dogs,
Yeah. Yeah.
who were the bigger red wolves.
All right, and then the week after that, we've got Marshall, November 18th at 4 o'clock. This will be at home. This will be later in the year, so it'll be under the lights. But this is at home. Marshall's supposed to win. They're supposed to be pretty good. I mean, they're 3-0 right now.
I mean, did they just beat Virginia or Virginia Tech?
It's Virginia Tech,
Virginia Tech.
which
yeah.
I mean is a little bit more impressive, but I mean not really.
I mean, Oklahoma State, I think, is more impressive.
I think so
win,
too. Yeah.
But,
Right.
Yeah.
But Marshall, that's going to be a tough game. It'll be good.
It's also senior night, so
Yes. Come out and
Yeah,
support.
be sure to
That-
be there for that one.
Yeah, that game will be fun. Under the lights. I'm ready for it.
little trivia question for y'all. Do y'all know what Marshall's mascot is?
I'm pretty sure they're the herd. They're not the. They're not the.
Are they the mean green? Is that their slogan?
No, that is North Texas. They're actually the Thundering Herd.
Yeah.
Thundering
Not to
Herd.
be mistaken for the Green Wave.
Well, that just goes to show you, I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
exactly.
So
They're not
maybe-
very thundering.
Yeah, no, they don't get that brand out there. Their marketing's pretty bad. They need to step that up.
Yeah.
Hashtag Jags. And then we close out the season at Texas State. If people remember, I do. The last time South played at Texas State was like the 18 overtime game.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yes.
I'm sure it won't be like that this year. We'll probably be taking care of them in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Tuck 'em to
looking
bed.
forward to this one as well. They got TJ Finley from Auburn there, and he went famous for his performance against Baylor. Turns out Baylor's trash, but I'm looking forward to ending the season with the W.
I think Carter Bradley is going to show TJ Finley how a quarterback in the state of Alabama should play football.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
And their mascot. I remember last year. I want to touch a little bit on their mascot, Boko.
I will say their mascot, when he hits his gut, it does make me giggle a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm
I
afraid
do,
to say
I do,
that.
smile a little bit.
Little chuckle, little
Yeah,
giggle.
A little chuckle.
Dude, I don't like their uniforms. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another conversation. They got funky colors. Really, it's like brown. It's like a brown almost.
And there's like a tan or creamer in there.
Are we even sure that Texas is really a state?
I mean, I'm unsure at this point.
Yeah, undecided.
Like
I'm
what?
unsure.
Oh, I got a quick trivia question. What happens? Well, it's not really trivia, but it's a question. What happens if Texas secedes again and they're no longer a state? Does Texas State just dismantle their whole university? I mean, their
They
whole
would have to.
identity
They would
would
have
be
to.
gone.
They would have to shut down.
They shouldn't be allowed to be Texas State anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's Texas already is taken.
Are they just going to be Texas country?
Right. Just a thought,
Which,
Yeah.
honestly, could be pretty cool, like Texas country merge. Not giving them
And
any
again,
ideas.
that's a topic for another
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but a lot of good games. Looking forward to them.
All right, well, 8-0 in SunBelt. I think that's our official prediction. I
Yeah.
can see it on everybody's faces. 8-0.
We'll come back to that at the end of the year.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll take a look back at episode 5. But for now, let's kick it over to Macy for a great interview.
All right, and now we are joined with Macy Livingston, cross country and track athlete. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Of course.
All right, so we kind of asked everyone this, like, why did you choose South? What was the drawing point to South?
Well, to be honest, until October of 2020, I had no idea South Alabama existed.
Okay.
Yeah, go Jags, yeah.
But I was just coming off of 2 recruiting trips that just really didn't feel like home. And then Coach Cowles reached out to me over Instagram. And normally whenever coaches did that, I kind of brushed them off, thinking like, they're not great programs. But I just looked at his Instagram for some reason, and I saw the schools in the SunBelt Conference, and so I recognized that. And after that, I just kind of fell in love with the school and the program.
That's awesome.
All right. So for those like myself who don't know, where did you come from?
I came from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, it's a long drive.
Yeah,
Yes.
for South Alabama.
So to go off of that, we interviewed Nikki Capizzi on the volleyball team, and she's from California. She said she had never had Whataburger before.
The audacity.
Okay,
Goodness.
so Whataburger versus In-N-Out. I figure we get a Texan approach to that.
Whataburger all day, but Whataburger in Texas, because y'all's here are so slow.
Really?
That is
Okay.
true.
No.
I will attest to that.
You'll be in the drive-through all night long.
I will attest
Pitiful.
to that. Yeah.
So they do it different in Texas, is what you're saying?
Yes, we're efficient there.
All right, so you do cross country. So I've heard of runner's high. Is that a real thing? Like, do you just get locked in when you're running?
You know, if you would have asked me that question 2 weeks ago when it was still crazy hot outside, I would have said no. But now that the weather is nice, I'm feeling it every run, and it's just wonderful. It doesn't even feel like you're running.
See, that's crazy to me to think that like you're just sitting there running, and you can't even feel it.
Don't think that you're actually
Yeah.
running. Yeah.
Yeah, being locked in. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what got you into running?
So I started running track in middle school, and I was very, very bad. If there were 8 girls in a race, I would get 6th, and 10 girls in a race, I would get 8th in the sympathy claps. But towards the end of my 8th grade year, I had a growth spurt and just started getting a little bit more athletic, and I got fairly good at running, had a good track season, and then that carried into freshman year. Sophomore year, I started cross country, qualified for state, and then I was zoned in on running after that.
Wow.
All right.
We have a former cross country member with us.
Tell me more.
All right. So
He has a story to tell for his cross country.
yeah,
We'll
so,
get your opinion.
so it was my junior year, and my friend Caleb was like, also named Caleb, and he was like, I asked him, I was like, what do you got to do to be on the track team? He was like, oh, you just got to show up. You just got to show up. You just got to be a part.
Not wrong.
So I was like, okay. And I knew he did distance, and I'm like, oh yeah, distance. I could do that.
Wrong.
I was wrong. So short little story. We went to the first practice, and I was like, yeah, I just gotta show up. And so we do some like stretching, your typical or whatever routine, warm up and whatnot. And then we do this lap around like the school, and they have it's the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school, and like a little park. So it's like a pretty big like roundabout or whatever. And so I'm like, this is my first day. I got to show out. So I took it as a race, and I started speeding up. And then I was like, yes, I'm in first place. And I make it back to coach or whatever. And then he was like, all right, we're done with the warm-up. And I was on my knees grasping for air. And shortly after, we went inside to the workout room, and we kept doing more exercises, and I ended up crawling out of the building.
Army crawl.
Army crawling out of the building. I almost passed out. I think I was throwing up blood, but anyways, no, distance is not easy.
So to piggyback, do you have any stories like that?
Yeah.
Off of that.
Hopefully not,
I'm
but
afraid not. I'm pretty good at pacing the warm-up, not to brag.
yeah, I didn't know what pacing was.
He learned that day though. He learned.
Yeah, no, I sure did.
Live and learn.
So, do you prefer the track meets or cross country? Like when you personally running?
There's something to love about both of them, because like cross country, it's a smaller team, so it's a very close-knit atmosphere, and it's a new course every time, so that's really exciting. But with track, we actually have fans, so that is a plus. And you're on the same 400 meters every time, so you actually know what a PR is in track.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so another question: have you ever thought about entering in like a fun run race, like a turkey trot, and just smoking everybody there?
You know, I did do that a couple times in high school during our FCA 5Ks. It was a fun little treat to get to beat all the older people.
Just smoke everybody because like you train all year for this, and then you get to just go beat all the little kids.
Exactly. No mercy at the turkey trot.
There we go. I'd like to hear that. Killer instinct.
Exactly.
All right, so some hard-hitting questions. All right, if you had one item to be on a deserted island with you, what would that item be?
Oh my gosh, I have no clue. I don't know, I could probably use a puzzle if I'm going to be there a while.
A big
Do like
puzzle?
a puzzle. Yeah, like a 1,000-piece one,
Okay.
you know?
Gotcha.
I mean, I need something to do.
So we've had a couple people on the podcast, a couple athletes, and they given us mixed reviews on this question. So I gotta ask, do you enjoy running?
I do right now. Again,
Right now,
when it's
right now.
July and August, that is a different story. But once it's actually nice weather here, I adore it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so another hard-hitting question. How many chickens does it take to kill an elephant? How many chickens would it take?
Oh man.
Think about it. Think about
Yes,
it.
it's okay.
I
You can
know,
take your time.
I'm a little stumped here. I'm gonna say at least 23.
Only 23?
At least.
Okay.
That's my floor.
Okay.
That must be some
What's
big,
your max?
some big chickens.
I don't know, probably 500.
500.
We've done the science on it. The action.
No, we actually have not.
How bored are you, Charlie?
263 to be exact.
We have no sources on that.
Yeah.
So Dorian said that y'all have, like, he loved the uniform, and that's why he picked South. If you had to design a uniform, would you do anything different?
Yeah, our tops could be a little bit better fitting for the women. I have to tuck mine in right now, and in my pants that we wear, it's just not the prettiest look. Leave it
Gotcha.
at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so if you had to pick one country to visit, what would it be?
Austria is my number one because I'm a big Sound of Music nerd.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Like, as Sound of Music, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, so how do you juggle? Do you juggle school? Is it like what's the practice like? Are you running every day, or what's the time schedule on it?
So we practice Sunday through Friday, and it's only like 2 hours because we don't do much besides run.
Yeah.
And then I'll have class in the mornings, and then everything after that, I'll tutor sometimes. I work at the CAE.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it's studying, hanging out with friends, recovering. It's
All
not
right.
too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also in the business school, so it really is just coloring sheets, you know.
That's what we've heard.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hey, I can confirm.
Yeah. So what's your mile time? Do you know it like right off the top of your head?
My mile PR is like a 5:18.
Jeez.
And no, that's not good.
That's not good. I mean,
I
that's
am
good.
not
That-
a miler.
That is much better
That,
than
yes,
than
I can.
mine.
I can confirm that is the best mile
Yeah.
time in this room right now.
Better than
Yeah.
yours?
Yep.
All right, I
Yeah.
BJ Green, guys.
Yes. Best
Yeah.
mile time.
So what do you prefer running?
I love the 5K. That
5K?
is my favorite event.
All right.
Just the perfect distance for you, not too long, not too short, or
Yeah, it's a good distance. I haven't run the 10K yet, so I don't have an opinion on that one. I will this spring, hopefully. But the 5K is great because I do not have a speed twitch. So I like those distance races.
And see, the key is she can pace the warm ups.
Yeah,
which
that's-
probably helps.
Yeah.
when you run. I'm looking at
just for
Caleb.
future reference,
Yes,
Caleb.
yeah, Caleb.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
He did learn that one day to
Exactly.
pace
Yeah, no, I learned the hard way.
yes.
the extremely hard way.
So you said you're from San Antonio, Texas, right?
Yes.
So how would you rate the competitive level between Texas running in high school compared to collegiate?
Texas does have some studs, I'll say that. In high school right now, there's a sophomore just outside of San Antonio who just ran the number 3 all-time 5K for high school girls.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a pretty competitive state.
Oh yeah.
And then NCAA, that's a fun ball game. We got international people competing with us too. So, I mean, it's a good melting pot of some really elite athletes, even in the SunBelt now.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
So with competing against other schools, do you run harder if you see one of your teammates in front of you or somebody from another school? Like, do you try to push yourself if it's a teammate more than another school just to beat your teammate, or?
Yeah, I do. Because I mean, I'm still learning who all is in the NCAA, so I don't really have like a personal, like, my pride at stake or anything when I run against them unless I know them from high school.
So you just want to beat your teammates. So that's your biggest goal.
Yeah.
Just kidding, girls. I love y'all.
She forced us to keep that in. Just want to make sure that.
Yeah.
I bribed them.
Yeah.
we were gonna cut that out.
Yeah.
So speaking of goals, do you have any going into the season?
Yeah, I'd love to improve my finish from last year at the SunBelt Conference. I'd love our team to be top 5, which we weren't last year due to just a super duper small team size. But we have some new girls this year, and I think we're looking really good on the girls' side.
The first competition y'all just had, y'all killed it. So just to bounce off of that, it's gonna be.
Yeah. Azalea City Classic is something.
A win's a win.
Yeah.
A win is a win. That's a W.
Look, South Alabama, win's a win.
Yeah, that's right.
So just to finish it off, one last question: does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
Ooh.
Do you prefer it? Would you order it with pineapple?
It's not my number one go-to, but if it is available, I'm not going to refuse it.
Okay.
All right.
That's very
You probably-
controversial.
You probably made a lot of people happy and a lot of people mad with that answer.
Yeah.
Though.
How are y'all feeling about it?
Me personally, I think it's too sweet for pizza. I don't like it on pizza. Just me personally.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of pineapple in general, but I feel like if I was, I would like it.
I like pineapple, and I just don't like how the pineapple gets warm on the pizza. Yeah, I don't like the.
You like cold pineapple?
Yeah, yeah. When it's warm, like it's on the pizza, it's warm. It's kind of like just squishy to me.
But if it was cold, like they just cold set it on the pizza.
No, I mean, well, yeah, but in a perfect world, yeah. If it was cold pineapple on a pizza, I'd eat it.
Like a pineapple, like under the water, maybe with a sponge in it.
I didn't think he knew
Where pineapples
Yeah.
were from. Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Macy, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys.
Thank you.
All right, go Jags.
Go Jags.
All right, thank you so much to Macy for joining us. It was a great interview. Thank you for coming.
For sure.
Thank you.
All right, so speaking of cross country and track, let's talk about cross country. The Chili Pepper Cross Country Festival. It's going to be Friday on the 29th. Women's 5K is going to be at 3:15. You'll be able to catch Macy at that. And then the men's 8K is at 3:45. So good luck to them. As we know, they dominated the last meet they had.
Yeah,
so
they did.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure they're going to do it again.
I wonder with the chili pepper if that's like Fortnite, where like you eat one and then you start running faster.
I thought
Probably
it was
is,
the chili pepper cook-off, but I was wrong.
No, it's the
Hey,
they might be.
They might be cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South
Let them cook.
USA Jags fan club road trip.
Yeah. All right. So volleyball tomorrow, Thursday at ULM, 6 o'clock, and then Friday at ULM again, 2 games. So
2 wins.
2 wins. 2 wins. That's our. I think volleyball is our favorite sport. Agreed. Across the board between us.
You can't say that.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
You can't say
All right.
that.
My personal favorite then.
Okay, yeah. The podcast has no favorites.
Okay.
We love South sports.
All right. I guess we'll have to cut that. Caleb.
South Alabama is my favorite volleyball team.
Yeah.
South volleyball is my favorite volleyball team.
Yeah.
I can say that for a fact, for sure.
Yeah.
But we do
yeah.
love volleyball. We do love volleyball.
We love volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Great environment.
2 wins. SunBelt wins.
All right. Yeah, I hear that.
All right, so then softball, got some more fall ball going on. Friday, we're playing Bishop State at 5
Local.
p.m. Yeah.
Local team.
And all these games are at South, too. So I mean,
Battle of Mobile.
Yes, Battle of Mobile. So I'm sure that'll be very, very tight game because, no, I'm just kidding. South's going to blow them out.
I heard they don't keep score.
They don't, but you know what?
We're still going to dominate.
Yeah.
We're still going to dominate.
Don't know they lost.
It's like playing rec ball when they like turn off the scoreboard because the one team's getting beat so bad. That's
Yeah.
South softball.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and then we also have Saturday. We're playing Northwest Florida State College.
Who?
Northwest Florida State College.
Yeah.
So that's another win. You're gonna have to turn the scoreboard off for that too. It's already gonna be off, but they're gonna need to turn it on to turn it back off because that's how bad we're gonna win. So that game's at noon on Saturday.
All right, and then with that, football plays at James Madison, 11 a.m. kickoff. But here's the catch: it's on ESPNU,
nationally televised. So even if you don't have ESPN Plus, you can still catch it on regular.
Yeah,
TV.
be sure to tune in, watch that game. It's going to be huge. I mean, the SunBelt implications. I know James Madison can't make the championship this year,
But still, they're
South Camp.
yes, and James Madison beat Troy. You know, I'm not going to bleep them out because I want them to know that they lost.
yes.
Troy lost to James Madison, so they got a solid team. You know, they came in, they bumped up to the Sunbelt, and
They're 4-0 right now.
yeah. So
Undefeated.
you know, it's going to be a close game, I think. But score predictions.
I gotta think about this one. I'm thinking 35-32 South. We gotta kick a field goal to win.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for mine, if we call back to the very first episode of the podcast, James Madison is my least favorite team in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
Can't stand them.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So if you didn't, you can always check out the first episode.
YouTube and Spotify.
We're plugging our own podcast in
Right.
the podcast.
Hey, this week they're my least favorite team too.
But with that being said, I think, especially with what happened this past week, we don't need to bring that back up.
Yeah.
We're gonna come in and honestly, I hate them, but I feel bad for James Madison because we're about to put a whooping on them.
Yeah.
I'm saying 48-14. This is going to be the game that we remember for the rest of this year.
Yeah. And look back and said,
Yes.
that was it.
Yes.
That was it.
We're gonna put
like
a
that.
whooping
Yeah.
on James
Hey, I
Madison.
also
I like that.
heard that they were sold out. Sold out.
Good.
Chicken. Yeah.
Let your
Yeah.
crowd
Hey,
show
Oklahoma
up.
State was sold out too.
Let them be
Exactly.
disappointed. I tell you what, though. Listen, so they just gave up 38 points to Utah State. I know they won that game, but that is atrocious defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a game that I don't even think went into overtime. I mean, like, it's just that's just bad defense, you know. And Colin Lacey's warming up. You know, Carter Bradley. You know, he's going to be on point. You know, I think the run game is going to be there with Webb and others. And I think we win 28-17.
Kind of lower score.
I think we absolutely dominate them on every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
All right,
Can't
Charlie.
stand them.
Charlie was
Can't stand them.
biased, partial.
Write it down. Let the record
Okay.
show.
All
right.
48-14.
All right. Well, hey, we'll come back to this next episode.
Yeah,
48-14.
Will we? We'll have a game week recap. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and then with that, that concludes football. With men's golf, we got the Badger Invitational, Sunday, 10-1 through Tuesday the 2nd.
Yeah.
So be sure to check up on men's golf.
Yeah. And then one last soccer game will be Sunday at ULM, 1 p.m. We play ULM a lot this week.
We beat. We
beat ULM
Yeah,
a
a lot
week.
this week.
Yeah.
So
That might be another one we'll have to look at for how many times we've beaten them.
Yeah. And
Especially
actually
this
get the right numbers this time.
Yeah, we'll try to get the right number. Again, not affiliated with South Alabama.
And not
no.
fact checkers friends.
No.
Not affiliated to.
Yes.
you know it's true if you've heard it from the USA Jags.
Okay. Don't be saying that.
Alrighty, so that concludes this week's episode. All right, so everybody, I'm gonna cut back in.
Pitch up.
Or I'm just gonna restart like all right, and that concludes.
Yeah.
All right, and that concludes this week's episode. As always, go Jags.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Jags.
Go Jags.